morning, everyone, and welcome to the Athenaeum Library. We're celebrating our 175th year here at 188 Collins Street, and the newest iteration here in this literary precinct is the Reader's Walk. It's in the heart of the city of literature. My name's Sue Westwood, and as Executive Officer for the Melbourne Athenaeum, I'd like to welcome Reader's Walk partners Kay Craddock and Mary Dalmo.
When I first came to Collins Street and I was setting up the bookshop, I took a few moments out, and that was when I discovered the Melbourne Athenaeum Library, and I was horrified as a passionate Melburnian that I'd never been here to that point. And to me, this is a hidden gem, and it shouldn't be hidden. I think it's a wonderful place for Melbourne to celebrate. And then, of course, we were honoured to become neighbours of Kay Craddock. It was in understanding that our new locale gave us such auspicious neighbours that I had the idea of the Reader's Walk, because I think there would be few cities in the world that could boast in the one block an antiquarian bookseller, a new bookstore and a library over 100 years old. Hence the Reader's Walk. And that's really an umbrella term for our alliance, and through that we hope to do a lot of events and bring people to Melbourne and to see a side of Melbourne that's different from the sporting side and other aspects. So we're trying to very much, to coin a phrase, make it part of the literary tourism of our city. Within that then, I mentioned to Kay and Sue Hands in Print, and this was something that we'd done many years before in one form on Bourke Street. And it very simply is my way of trying to understand the wonder that is the idea from the author's mind through his or her hand to the printed page, to create a book that we then individually cherish and spread around the world. And that seemed to me worth celebrating and worth trying to imagine in a tactile way. And so Hands in Print became a project within the Reader's Walk Alliance. I rang another friend, Maggie Maguire at the Abbotsford Convent, and said, have you got any idea how I can turn an author's hands into a piece of art? And she introduced me to Bridget Nicholson.
Hello. And thank you for having me, and thank you very much to the initiators of Reader's Walk. For me, it's been a very wonderful journey. We started on this project probably 2.5 to 3 years ago now, when I made the first hand, which was actually here in the Athenaeum Library as part of the Crime Writers Festival, I think, and it was Ian Rankin who was visiting. Kind of an odd eclectic mix of these, I don't know what you call them, clay objects and drawings and the marks of the author's hands. And I must say that for me, what the most enjoyable part of the whole thing has been that I've been honoured to have time spent with each and every one of the authors, and through that I've had wonderful exchanges, and certainly for me I've learnt through that time spent with them, and I've really enjoyed that time spent with them. And I think that's very much part of my practice, is that exchange. So that's been, thanks to the authors.
In this first induction we have 13 authors who have participated. I'll quickly read through them, and just in your mind think of all the wonder that these authors have given us through their books. Graham Bass, Geoffrey Blaney is another inductee today, Michael Connolly, the American crime writer, Kate Grenville, Mem Fox, Kerry Greenwood, Maureen McCarthy, Alex Miller, David Malouf, Thomas Keneally, Ian Rankin, Christos Selkos and Andy Griffiths. You can see with that list of names that they embody the very best of Australian writing. When we were thinking about this launch, we knew that we needed someone who could really express far better than me this notion of the writer's craft. And so Ramona is with us today, Ramona Caval.
Thanks very much, Mary. With this fantastic library and your shop and Kay's wonderful bookshop, it is indeed a writer's walk, a reader's walk. I have been completely obsessed with Pluto. It's taken 9 or so years for this tiny little spacecraft to go to Pluto, and we're now seeing these photographs coming back. And I know you think I'm off topic, but I'm not. So suddenly, 9 years later, and millions of miles, billions I think, of miles away, or kilometres, and then you have a new world opening up, and you have these fantastic plains full of ice, and you have mountains that we've never seen before. And it takes a big effort to get that involvement in a new world. Or you could just walk over here, pick up one of these books, open any of them up, and they'll be transporting you into...
I was asked once whether it would be worse to lose my sight or lose my hearing, and I realised on thinking about it that it would be worse than it would be to actually lose my right hand, because without the hand then I couldn't draw or I couldn't play music. So this is actually the most precious thing that I have. I'm very fond of my hand, and it's been quite a thrill to have it enshrined for immortality.
This is my arm, which is indeed very similar to my mother's. And until I had seen it, I didn't believe it was pretty or beautiful. I was quite good at making things, but I never heard of it as being a thing by itself. And I consider this absolutely fascinating.
Hi, my name's Andy Griffiths, and this is my hand. And I'm using a quote from the Treehouse books where Terry holds up his finger and we turn the story about his finger into a super finger. So not just any finger, but a very special finger. And so yeah, this is my hand, and it fits me like a glove. If I could get in there, I could prove it. I'm very happy to be part of the Hands in Print exhibition.
This is very much the first part of this journey. In 20 years' time, I expect you all back here for the 100th hand we'll be doing.
Thank you, Mary, Ramona, and our authors for sharing those in Melbourne. It's a city of literature, so please enjoy the artworks and please join us for morning tea. Thank you.